Students, welcome back to the economic class, and today in this video we are going to learn the continuation of yesterday's part. So yesterday we discussed about the national income aggregates, and we already completed how we can calculate domestic concept of national income. That means yesterday we completed how we can calculate GDP-MP, NDP-MP, GDP-FC and NDP-FC. Okay, now we are going to analyze national concepts, that is GNP-MP, NNP-MP, GNP-FC, NNP-FC. So here yesterday we discussed GDP-MP and today we are going to discuss GNP-MP. So what is the difference between GDP-MP and GNP-MP? So instead of D, here it is N. Here this D shows domestic and this N shows national. So what will be the full form of GNP-MP? Gross national product at market price, net national product at market price, gross national product at factor cost and net national product at factor cost. Okay, so you know the difference between domestic and national. How we can convert domestic income into national income, domestic into national, by adding NFIFA, net factor income from abroad. How we can convert national into domestic concept by subtracting NFIFA, net factor income from abroad. So normally this GNP-MP, NNP-MP, GNP-FC and NNP-FC we are calculating from domestic concept. That means GNP-MP we will calculate from GDP-MP. Okay, so what is GDP-MP? GDP-MP is the money value of all final goods and services produced in a country during an year, or money value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory during an accounting year. So then what will be GNP-MP? GNP-MP also money value of all final goods and services produced in a country or produced within domestic territory of a country during an accounting year, along with net factor income from abroad. So GNP-MP is equal to GDP-MP plus NFIFA. If we add NFIFA, then this D will change into N. D will change into N. Then how we can calculate this NNP-MP? So NNP-MP is equal to, from this NDP-MP we can calculate, that is NDP-MP plus NFIFA. Next one, GDP-FC. Then we can calculate GNP-FC. So GNP-FC, that is equal to GDP-FC plus NFIFA. Okay, next one, NNP-FC. NNP-FC, that is equal to NDP-FC plus NFIFA. What is this NDP-FC? Net domestic product at factor cost. It is the sum total of factor income generated within domestic territory of a country. That is NDP-FC means compensation of employee plus rent, interest plus rent plus profit. So in simply, this NDP-FC is known as domestic income because it includes all the factor income which are generated within domestic territory of a country. Okay, so that is known as NDP-FC. NDP-FC means domestic income. If the question is asked to calculate domestic income from the following information. Then what you have to calculate? NDPFC, keep in mind. Then this NNPFC, if NDPFC is domestic income, then what will be this NNPFC? NNPFC is our national income. NNPFC is our national income. So question is asked like this: calculate national income of the country from the following information. At that time you need to calculate this NNPFC. Okay, so these are the formulas of calculating GNPMP, NNPMP, GNPFC and NNPFC. And this NNPMP we can also calculate from GNPMP. NNPMP we can calculate from GNPMP. So what is the difference between GNP and NNP? The difference is gross and net. So how we can convert gross into net? G into N. How we can convert? By subtracting depreciation. So NNPMP, second formula of NNPMP, it is GNPMP minus depreciation. GNPMP minus depreciation. If we subtract depreciation from GNP, then this G will change into N. Then how we can calculate GNPMP from this NNPMP? That is NNPMP plus depreciation. Next one, this NNPFC we can calculate from this GNPFC. How we can calculate? GNPFC minus depreciation. Then this GNPFC we can calculate from this NNPFC. How? By adding depreciation. That is NNPFC plus depreciation. Understood? Now we can analyze the flow chart related to GNPMP, NNPMP, GNPFC and NNPFC. Just listen carefully, students. Yes. So GNPMP, NNPMP, GNPFC, NNPFC. Firstly we can convert GNPMP into NNPMP. So only the change is G into N. Remaining all are common. So how we can convert G into N? By subtracting depreciation. So minus depreciation. Then NNPMP into GNPMP, that is just opposite, that is plus depreciation. Next one, GNPMP into GNPFC. Both are GNP, but the difference is MP into FC. So how we can convert MP into FC? By subtracting NIT. How we can calculate NIT? Net indirect tax, net indirect tax is equal to indirect tax minus subsidy. So minus NIT. Then GNPFC into GNPMP. How we can calculate? Plus NIT. Next, GNPFC into NNPFC. Both are FC concept, but the difference is G into N. How? By subtracting depreciation, minus depreciation. Next one, this NNPFC into GNPFC. How? By adding depreciation plus depreciation. Next one, NNPFC into NNPMP into NNPFC. Both are NNP concept, but the difference is MP into FC. MP into FC means minus NIT. Then FC into MP plus NIT. Next one, this NNPFC into this GNPMP. Two concepts are changed. N is changed into G and FC is changed into M. So how we can convert N into G? By adding depreciation. Next one, FC into MP by adding NIT. Next one, GNPMP into NNPFC. So firstly we can convert G into N by subtracting depreciation. Now MP into FC by subtracting NIT. And the last one, that is GNPFC into NNPMP. First we can convert G into N by subtracting depreciation. Next FC into MP. FC into MP means by adding NIT. Next one, NNPMP into GNPFC, just opposite of this one, that is plus depreciation and minus NIT. Yes.
Just to revise this flow chart.
Now we can analyze this flow chart. So basically our aim is to calculate national income. National income means NNPFC. Okay, normally this calculation of national income is starting from the calculation of GDP-MP. All the calculation of national income is starting from the calculation of GDP-MP, gross domestic product at market price. Okay, so these are the various aggregates related with national income. We already discussed it. Now we can observe how we can calculate this NNPFC, that is national income, from the various aggregates. First one, that is GDP-MP. So from this GDP-MP we raised it into GNP-MP. How we can convert this GDP-MP into GNP-MP? So the difference is both G and G are same. D is changed into N. So domestic is changed into national. How it is possible? By adding NFI-FA. If we add NFI-FA, then this domestic concept will change into national concept. Then MP both are same. Next one, this GNP-MP is changed into GNP-FC. So both are GNP. But the difference is MP is here, but here it is FC. Now we can convert this MP into FC. How we can convert? By subtracting NIT, net indirect tax. Next one, this GNP-FC is changed into GDP-FC. That is gross national product is changed into gross domestic product. So national into domestic. How it is possible? By subtracting NFI-FA, domestic into national, by adding NFI-FA. Here national into domestic by subtracting NFI-FA. Understood? Next one, this GDP-FC is changed into NDP-FC. So DP-FC and DP-FC same, and here the difference is G is changed into N. So how? By subtracting depreciation, minus depreciation. Next one, this NDP-FC is changed into NDP-MP. Both are NDP concept, but the difference is FC become MP. How it is possible? FC into MP, that is plus NIT. Next one, this NDP-MP is changed into NNP-MP. Both are net concept, but here this is domestic and this is national. How it is possible? By adding NFI-FA. Next one, NNP-MP is changed into GNP-MP. NNP into GNP. N is changed into gross G, that is by adding depreciation. Okay, so that is a circular flow. Next one, from each and every concept we can calculate NNP-FC. So the first one, that is GNP-MP. How we can convert this GNP-MP into NNP-FC? First we can convert this G into N. How it is possible? By subtracting depreciation. N and N are common, P and P are common. Now MP into FC. How we can convert MP into FC? By subtracting NIT. Next one, GNP-FC into NNP-FC. So both are national product FC concept, but the difference is here it is gross and here it is net. How it is possible? By subtracting depreciation. Next, GDP-FC into NNP-FC. Here GDP, here NNP. First we can convert G into net, gross into net, by subtracting depreciation. Now we can convert this domestic into national by adding NFI-FA. Next one, NDP-FC into NNP-FC. So the difference is this, here it is domestic concept, this is national concept. So D into N by adding NFI-FA. Next, this NDP-MP into NNP-FC. First we can convert domestic into national, that is plus NFI, FA, and next one MP into FC. How we can convert MP into FC? Minus NIT. Next one NNP MP into NNP FC. Both are NNP concept. Here MP is, here it is FC. So how we can convert MP into FC? By subtracting NIT. Okay, just to observe this one. If you understand this concept, then this one will become very easy for you. Okay. Okay, coming to our next topic, that is nominal GDP and real GDP. Nominal GDP and real GDP. What is GDP? GDP is the money value of all final goods and services produced in an economy during an accounting year. Okay, so this GDP is divided into two types. GDP has two types. First one, it is nominal GDP, and the second one, it is real GDP. Okay, so firstly we can discuss nominal GDP. So nominal GDP is also known as GDP at current price. GDP at current price. Now you can easily define what is nominal GDP. So nominal GDP is the money value of all final goods and services produced in a country or produced within the domestic territory of an economy during an accounting year, estimated by using the current market price. So nominal GDP is calculated by using current market price of the economy. For example, so normally this formula is using for nominal GDP. Nominal GDP is equal to Q into P. What is Q? Q means quantity of output and P is price of the commodity. Okay, for example, suppose in an economy only one commodity is producing commodity X, and in 2018 they produced 10 unit of that commodity. So Q is 10 and the price of this commodity is 5. Price of the commodity is 5. Now we can easily calculate nominal GDP. So nominal GDP of 2018 is equal to Q into P. Q is 10 and P is 5. 10 into 5, that is equal to 50. And in the case of nominal GDP, so this nominal GDP will increase if an increase in the level of output or if an increase in the level of price level also. When output increases, at that time nominal GDP will increase. When price increases, at that time also nominal GDP will increase. Is it now? Yes. So here in 2018 the nominal GDP was 50 because number of output it was 10 and the price level it was 5 rupees. And in the case of 2019 the economy is produced the same commodity X, but the number of output it became 20 but the price is same 5. So nominal GDP of 2019 is equal to 20 into 5, that is equal to 100. Here previously nominal GDP was 50, now it became 100. How this nominal GDP is increased, or what is the reason of this increasing nominal GDP? Because the level of output is increased. So when the nominal GDP is increased due to increase in level of output, then the flow of goods and services in the economy will increase and the welfare of the people also will improve. Got it? At the same time, in 2020, the economy is produced 5 unit of commodity X. 5 unit of commodity X, and the price level in the economy it is increased to 10 or for example 20.
Okay, so number of unit it was 5 in 2020, and in the price level in the economy it is 20. So nominal GDP of 2020 is equal to number of output 5 and price level in the economy is this 20, that is equal to 100. So here in 2018 the nominal GDP was 50, and in 2020 the nominal GDP is increased to 100. But here keep in mind that this increase in nominal GDP is happened due to increase in price level. Due to increase in price level of the economy, the nominal GDP is increased. But the problem is that here GDP is increased, but there is no any change in number of goods and services produced in that particular commodity. There will not be any rise in flow of goods and services in that particular commodity. At the same time, welfare of the people will not improve. Okay, so there is a two chances there for increase in nominal GDP. It may be either due to increase in number of output, or it may be either due to increase in price level in the economy. So for comparing our economy with the other economy, we cannot use this nominal GDP, or we cannot use nominal GDP for measuring our welfare or for measuring our economic growth, because it will increase as a result of increase in price level also. So if it is increased due to increase in price level, it is not good for an economy. So nominal GDP is not a best measure of welfare. So economists introduced a new concept of GDP which we can use for measuring the welfare of the people, that is known as real GDP. That is known as real GDP. So real GDP is also known as GDP at a constant price. GDP at the constant price. Nominal GDP is also known as GDP at the current price, whereas real GDP is known as GDP at a constant price. Then let us check the definition of real GDP. So real GDP is the money value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of an economy, estimated by using base year price. In 11th class, you studied in statistics base year and current year price. Base year price means previous year price. So here we will take a base year as a year which had less economic changes. All the variables are constant. If in a particular year all the economic variables are constant or less changes are there, so that year price we will take it as base year price. Okay, so in the case of real GDP, that we can calculate by using the formula Q is equal to P star. Q is equal to P star. Q is number of output and P star is constant price or base year price. So here P star will be constant, it will not change, and if this one is constant, then this real GDP will increase only by increasing level of output. For example, base year price is equal to 5. And in 2018 the country is produced 5 unit of X, then real GDP will become, that is 5 into base year price also 5 into 5 is equal to 25. And in 2019 the country is produced 10 unit of X, and real GDP will be 10 into 5, that is equal to 50. Okay, here this real GDP is increased. 25 became 50 only because of increasing number of output. Okay, so at that time Here, if the real GDP is increased, automatically the flow of goods and services in that particular economy also will increase. It will improve the welfare of the society. People will get more goods and services. Okay, so that is the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP. Real nominal GDP means P into Q. Q means price in current year. Then real GDP is P into Q star. This is Q into P. Q into P, and this one is Q into P star. P star is base year price and it will be constant. Understood? Okay, coming to our topic, it is conversion of nominal GDP into real GDP and conversion of real GDP into nominal GDP. If we get nominal GDP, then how we can convert that nominal GDP into real GDP? And if we get real GDP, then how we can convert that real GDP into nominal GDP? For converting this real GDP into nominal GDP and nominal GDP into real GDP, we require price index. Okay, so price index in question you will get. Okay, no need to calculate price index. In 11th class you studied how to calculate price index. Then here no need to study that again, because in question you will get value of price index. Okay, so if we get nominal GDP, then we can calculate real GDP by using this formula. Real GDP is equal to nominal GDP divided by price index into 100. Nominal GDP means GDP at a current year price. So GDP at current year price or nominal GDP divided by price index into 100. For example, suppose nominal GDP is given as 200 and the price index is given as 400. So real GDP we can calculate. Nominal GDP how much? 200. Price index is 400 into 100. So real GDP is equal to 50. Real GDP is equal to 50. Okay. Then if we get real GDP, then how we can calculate nominal GDP? So nominal GDP is equal to just opposite of this formula. Real GDP into this price index will become here. So that is real GDP into price index divided by 100. Real GDP into price index divided by 100. For example, suppose real GDP is given as 240 and the price index is given as 120. Then nominal GDP is equal to real GDP, it is 240 into price index, it is 120 divided by 100. To 88. So nominal GDP is equal to 288. Okay, so that is the method of converting nominal GDP into real GDP and real GDP into nominal GDP. So real GDP is equal to nominal GDP divided by price index into 100 and nominal GDP is equal to real GDP into price index divided by 100. So coming to our last topic of today's part, that is GDP deflator. So in simply GDP deflator is also known as price index. GDP deflator is also known as price index. So it is the ratio between nominal GDP and real GDP. So GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100, or GDP at a current year price divided by GDP at a constant price into 100. For example, real GDP is given as 600 and nominal GDP is given as 660. So GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP, that is 660, and real GDP, that is 600 into 100. Then 110. 110 is GDP deflator. So this 110 shows 110 is price index. Then how we can measure increase in price? Just subtract 100 from this 110. In 11th class you studied. So how much rise in prices happen in the economy? That is, there happen 10% increase in price level in the economy. Okay, so that is GDP deflator. GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP divided by real GDP.
So now we can analyze some multiple choice question related to this topic. Okay, so the first question it is, net indirect taxes are estimated as option A indirect taxes plus subsidy, option B subsidies minus indirect taxes, option C indirect taxes minus subsidies, option D both B and C. Which is the correct answer? Option C, indirect tax minus subsidy. The next one, which of the following is not correct? That means which of the following is wrong? Okay, that is NNP MP is equal to GNP MP plus depreciation. It is wrong. GNP MP minus depreciation is the right answer. So that is wrong. Next, NNP MP is equal to NNP MP minus NDP MP is equal to NNP MP minus NFI FA, net factor income from abroad. It is right one. Then NDP FC is equal to NDP MP minus indirect taxes plus subsidy. That is also right answer. Then GDP FC is equal to NDP FC plus depreciation. That is also right answer. So the first option here is the wrong answer. Next one, which one is correct? That is option A, national income is equal to NDP at factor cost minus NFI FA. National income is equal to NDP FC minus NFI FA. Actually national income is equal to NDP FC plus NFI FA. So this is wrong. Then GNP FC is equal to GNP MP plus NIT. That is also wrong. Minus NIT it will become. Then option C, national income is equal to domestic income plus NFI FA. That is a right one. Okay, then last option, GDP FC is equal to NDP FC minus depreciation. That is also wrong. That is NDP FC plus depreciation is right one. Then next question, basis of difference between concept of market price and factor cost. What is the difference between market price and factor cost? Option A direct tax, option B indirect tax, option C subsidy, option D net indirect tax. So option D is the right answer, net indirect tax. Suppose in question it is given that the difference between MP and FC is options are direct tax and indirect tax. Only two options are given, so you need to write indirect tax as the answer. Okay, if indirect tax, subsidy and NIT is given, then NIT will be the right answer. Next one, which one leads to factor cost? Option A market price minus IT indirect tax, option B market price minus net indirect tax, option C market price plus indirect tax, option D market price plus net indirect tax. So option B is the right answer, market price minus net indirect tax. If in question market price minus net indirect tax is not given, then the correct answer will be market price minus indirect tax. If subsidy is 0, then market price minus indirect tax will be right answer. Next one, which one include depreciation? First one, option A GNP at market price, NNP at market price, NNP at factor cost, none of these. So in GNP only depreciation is included. So option A GNP at market price. Then next one, which of the following is an example of normal resident of our country, that is normal resident of India. Option A, foreign worker working in WHO located in India. WHO is locating in India and a foreign worker is working there, so he is not our normal resident. Next one, the German working as director in IMF office located in India. IMF is an international organization and here the person is from Germany, so he is also not the resident of our country. If Indians are working, then that Indian person will be treated as our normal resident. Next one, ambassador in India from rest of the world. For example, ambassador of USA, he is living in India, or he is living in India, so that person will not treated as normal resident of our country. Then ambassador of India in rest of the world. For example, suppose in suppose Indian embassy is situating in America, so Indian ambassador will be there, so that Indian ambassador will be considered as normal resident of our country. Okay. Next question, national income includes old age pension, money spent by an NRI to his family in India, transfer payment from rest of the world, none of these. First option, old age pension. So old age pension, it is not a factor income. In the calculation of national income, we will consider only factor income. So an old age pension, it is a transfer income, so it will not be considered. Then money sent by an NRI to his family to India. That means an NRI, that is non-resident India, he is working in abroad and he is sending money to his family. So for the family, it is not a factor income. For that particular person, for that NRI, it is a factor income, but for the family, it is not a factor income, it is a transfer income, unearned income. Okay, so it is also not considered. Then next one, transfer payment from rest of the world. So transfer payment means transfer income, so transfer income from rest of the world, so that is also a transfer income, so that will not be included in the calculation of national income. So these three options are not included, so right answer, that is option D, none of these. Next question, financial help to victim. Financial help to victim is option A, transfer income, option B, factor income, option C, net factor income from abroad, option D, none of these. So it is received as a help. This money is received as a help, so that income is known as factor income or transfer income. Transfer income, okay, unearned income. So option A is the right answer. Next one, the difference between national income and domestic income is that of option A, net indirect tax, option B, net factor income from abroad, option C, consumption of fixed capital, option D, both A and B. So the right answer, it is NFIFA, net factor income from abroad. Next one, GNP at market price is measured as option A, GDP MP minus depreciation. It is not wrong, it is not the right answer. Then GDP MP plus NFIFA, so that is the right answer, GDP MP plus NFIFA. Then domestic will change into national, so GNP MP we will get. Then next question, last question, that is national income refers to option A, factor income solely, option B, income of only normal resident of that country, option C, the sum total of domestic income and net factor income from abroad, and option D, all of these. So all these incomes are considered in the calculation of national income, so the right answer, that is all of these. So we can wind up today's session, and tomorrow we can discuss national income accounting. That means how we can calculate national income. Mainly there are three methods are there for calculating national income, that is value added method, income method, and expenditure method. So we can discuss it tomorrow. Before that, just to revise this topic. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.